Hello and welcome to Tech Deals. Today, EVGA NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 for the Win Edition. I'm very excited about this card. This is top of the line. I've previously reviewed the superclocked version of the 1080, link to that in the description below. But in short, if you're gonna step up to a 1080, if you're gonna spend $650-ish on a video card, why not go ahead and get the very best they make? This is actually less expensive by $20 than the Founders Edition, and it's faster with a much better cooler and far more features. So skip the Founders Edition, skip the Superclocked Edition, get the For the Win Edition. At this price level, you might as well buy the best. And in August of 2016, when I'm filming it, this is the best. Now, let me talk about performance for a bit just before we get into the unboxing. Let me talk to you about what you can expect. First, I'll post more benchmarks and numbers up here, which I don't have at the moment, but I can give you one set of numbers, at least based on the superclocked version of this card. Grand Theft Auto 5, very high detail, all the detail cranked to the max. 1080p resolution, which this card is overkill for, but at 1080p resolution, it's over 140 frames per second at very high detail. At 1440p resolution, it's over 100 frames a second at very high detail. That's with all the detail cranked to the max. 4K, I'm very happy to report that the average was just over 60 frames per second. On the Superclocked Edition, this card will be comfortably over 60 frames a second because it's faster than that one is. Again, I will put more numbers up here, but in Grand Theft Auto 5, I was very pleased with the numbers. Now, what if you do multi-monitor gaming? This is a great card for multi-monitor gaming. If you have three 1080p monitors hooked up to NVIDIA Surround and you want to do multi-monitor ultra-widescreen gaming, 1080p is 2 million pixels, so 3 of them is 6 million pixels. That's 2 million less than 4K, but it's a bit more than 1440p. You can expect somewhere in the 80 to 85 frame per second range on 3 1080p monitors with all the detail cranked to the max in Grand Theft Auto 5. And if you have 3 1440p monitors in surround for ultra-wide gaming, keep in mind that you are over 10 million pixels. You are more than 20% above 4K resolution. You won't hold 60 frames per second average with one of these cards with 3 1440ps, but it'll be close, probably in the 45 to 50 frames per second range. If you turn just one or two details down just from very high to high, not all of them, but a couple of the more strenuous ones, you should get 60 frames a second in Grand Theft Auto 5 on over 10 million pixels of goodness on 3 1440p monitors. This is an awesome card. Now, what makes this different than the superclocked version? A couple of things. First of all, this card has two 8-pin PCI Express power connectors instead of one. The superclocked card, the Founders Edition, have a single 8-pin PCI Express power connector. This has two of them, two 8-pin. So all the power in the world you need to overclock as far as the card can physically take it. You'll have no power delivery issues. This also has an improved power delivery system over superclocked and the Reference Edition. This has a 10+2 phase delivery system. Now, I'm not a power expert, and if you ask me what a 10+2 phase power delivery system is, I can't tell you. Here's what I can tell you. I'm just being honest. I know that that means that it provides more power, more stable power, more overclocking power. You basically will have no power delivery issues. It's probably over-engineered for this chip, considering that it's really designed to be less than 200 watts, although this card is designed for up to 215 watts of draw, which is substantially more than the reference version and the superclocked version. Very, very nice. Now, when you open this card, you'll notice that there's a nice, you probably can't read this, but there's a sticker inside the box. And the sticker says, please note, if your product's not working properly, do not return to the store. EVGA offers direct customer service. Yes, they do. And EVGA offers excellent service. If you register your product with them at the time that you buy it, put in the serial number, you get 3 years of warranty. You've got a step-up program. They provide excellent US-based customer service. They provide excellent warranty exchange if you ever have a problem, if the fan dies. It normally doesn't, but if you do, EVGA provides excellent service. That being said, if by chance you buy one of these and it doesn't work out of the box, both Amazon and Newegg provide excellent customer service. They will replace it very, very quickly. So if you have a problem in the first 30 days, contact Amazon or Newegg. Beyond that, EVGA will take care of you. Take a look at our box. It's a big black box. I know it's not very exciting, it's a box, but hey, there you go. We'll open this up and see. Ooh, that's a very tight fit. It's always fun opening new video cards, especially expensive video cards. This is $680. And nice presentation. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, depends on what you're watching it on, but there's a ghost pattern, a black pattern of the EVGA logo there. This contains, it's an envelope that contains probably a poster, stickers, if you care about such things, a little pamphlet about the series, information about SLI bridges. I'll talk about SLI later in the video. I do have an SLI bridge on order to SLI these and do some performance testing. There is a driver CD which you should not be using because you should be using the updated drivers from NVIDIA's website. And then there's a Powered by EVGA sticker right in the box. If you're the kind of person who likes these things, you can put this on the front of your case. I don't personally, but you can if you want to. And then a graphics card user guide, which basically says here's how you install the card in a computer. In here are two power adapters. If you're buying this level of card, you generally shouldn't need these. What these are is these take two 6-pin PCI Express power adapters and convert them into one 8. So if by some chance you have a power supply in your computer that has 4 6-pin PCI Express power connectors but no 8-pin, this will convert them all. I've never seen that. I'm sure it exists somewhere, but I've never ever seen it. If you own a computer and you're buying a $680 power supply and your, $680 graphics card, and your power supply doesn't have two 8-pin connectors, buy a new power supply. That's my opinion. But at this level, buy the right equipment. I don't mind using adapters on less expensive cards, but on a nearly $700 graphics card. Oh, this is nice. Take a look. They've got a foam spacer with EVGA's logo cut right out of it. I know it's just packaging, but it's fun to have nice packaging when you're spending a lot of money on a video card. So when we take this out, we have our video card. Wow, that's big. That is pretty cool. Let me set that down. Now this card has full RGB lighting. I was mentioning earlier the differences between the superclocked card and the For the Win edition. One of which is the two 8-pin PCI Express power connectors. The other is full RGB lighting that is controllable through their software. So you can make this card pretty and match your case. If you like blue light or red light or any other color lights inside your system. The superclocked card is LED lit, but it's only white. So on the superclock card, you can only have white lights. On this one, all the colors can be set to anything you want, 16 million colors. Like most of their cards, it comes covered completely in plastic. The other thing about the For the Win edition versus superclocked is it's taller. The superclocked card does not come up as high as the For the Win edition card, so the physical height of the card is higher, the fans are larger. The heatsink is bigger. Everything about it is bigger. Let me go ahead and take all this plastic off. Make sure you take all the plastic off because the plastic will trap heat and you don't want to run your computer with all this plastic stuff on the card. So basically just peel this off. I am very excited to try this out. Make myself a nice looking computer. I'll put this in my plastic pile down there. Yes, I do clean that up. This does come with a pre-installed backplate, and there is plastic on it as well. So make sure that you take, here we go, make sure you take that off as well. Is there any other plastic on here? There is, on the top, the logo, there is plastic. I think there's plastic. Is this plastic? Yep, here it is. Make sure you get that as well. And then I think that's it. Yep, That's all there is to it. So all of these sort of honeycomb shapes that you can see here are the RGB lighting system. All of that can be customized to whatever color that you want. The logo, the Geforce GTX 1080, and the For the Win also light up and can be customized. And then also you can customize on the back as well. You have got your SLI connector right up here at the top. NVIDIA no longer supports 3-way and 4-way SLI, and that's just fine as far as I'm concerned. They never made any sense other than going for benchmarks anyway, because there were too many microstutter and other lag-related issues with it. So they're just focusing on 2-way SLI. There's something called a new high bandwidth bridge. You can either order it from Amazon or Newegg or directly from NVIDIA itself. I have one on order from Amazon, but the one from Newegg arrived sooner, so I will probably end up using it. The one from Amazon is the EVGA model that actually lights up. It's an LED lit one, which is really, really nice. So I will be testing multiple cards together for performance. Take that off. Very, very nice. This is heavy. I don't have a scale sitting here, but this is heavy. You don't want to install this in a cheap motherboard. Now, if you've got a nice motherboard, by all means, you're not going to have a problem, but you wouldn't want to put this in a budget motherboard. Connectors on the back are pretty standard by now. Let me take the ports off. There's protective covers on each of the ports. You have 5 video ports on the back. You have 3 DisplayPort 1.4. What does that mean? 4K at 120 hertz. Now, there aren't any 4K 120 hertz monitors out, so this is theoretical at the moment, but when one does come out, if you ever buy one, it will support 4K at 120 hertz, or 8K at 60 hertz, which, okay, probably won't be around in the useful lifetime of this card, to be totally honest, but it's there. A single HDMI 2.0B port is here for 4K at 60 hertz, and then a DVI-D port. Note, this is a DVI-D, not a DVI-I. You cannot use the adapters to convert this to a VGA port like you could on the 900 series cards. That support is gone. Now, I can't imagine somebody's buying a $680 graphics card and plugging a VGA monitor into it, but in case you thought you were going to, you can't. All analog support is gone. So you can plug in multiple monitors. So if you want to do the widescreen gaming I mentioned before with 3 1080p or 3 1440p, by all means, plug your monitors in here and you are good to go. This is an awesome card. It does have, I showed you the back before for lighting, it does have a very nice back plate to protect the circuit board. That is very nice. How many heat pipes are in here? You won't, I mean, I can hold it up, you won't see them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 4. There are 4 thick heat pipes, and it looks like 2 of them are larger than the other 2. That's a lot of cooling. I mentioned the 2 8-pin PCI Express power connectors before. They're right here. Make sure you have a beefy power supply for this, especially if you're going to be overclocking it, even more so if you plan to buy 2 of these. Of course, if you plan to buy 2 of these, you should definitely have a good power supply. That is a very, very nice card. Now, while I've been unboxing this and talking, during edit, they're not here now, I'll be putting up some performance numbers. Between the time I've done this and the time I post it, I'll get some performance numbers and I'll post them up here. I mentioned the Grand Theft Auto 5 numbers from the Superclocked. This will, of course, run them a bit faster. The difference between the two is not tremendously large. I mean, you're talking about a couple of % difference. This should overclock better than the Superclocked, but again, it's relatively minor. But keep in mind the price difference, we're only talking about $20 or $30 difference between the Superclocked and the For the Win. And the For the Win has extra power delivery, an extra 8-pin PCI Express connector, full RGB lighting, larger fans for better cooling. I recommend you just go ahead and step up and get the For the Win edition. That's my opinion in any case. I hope this was helpful and informative. I will be following this up with live testing where I will put a computer on the desk like I do with my other game performance videos and show you how well it actually plays. Because it's one thing to tell you that it'll do 4K at 60 frames per second. It's another thing to show you how smooth it'll be. I will put a 4K monitor on the desk with a very nice i7 machine with this card in it and do some upcoming demos. Speaking of which, If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now by clicking the big red button down there. You'll get notifications of the upcoming live performance videos of this card. Like the video if you like it, don't if you don't, subscribe. Questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, suggestions, go in the comment section below this video. And as always, if you like all of my videos, if you want to support my channel, please consider using the links in the video description below. They will support me and enable me to make lots more fun videos for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.